Hi everybody, this is Gijs again, and this time it's not a review, it's not a tutorial, but it's something that you guys have been asking for when I did some posts at the end of last year. And that was, could you do some regular vlog style videos on what you do on a daily basis? And I've been thinking about this quite a lot, because doing a vlog is totally different than what I'm accustomed to, because I do my research always very thorough, and a vlog style video is more like on the go and not very researchable. So I had to think about this and get my head around this. But yes, I will do a vlog style video once in a while, just because sometimes it's very convenient, like for example today, because there are quite a few things that I can share with you, which is not in a regular video. First of all, it's been weather like this with a lot of fog, no sun whatsoever, already for weeks. And I absolutely hate this kind of weather. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's actually raining, but not raining, because it's just the drops from the fog and the clouds falling off the trees onto the ground, and it gives this nice tickling, rainy sound. But for me, this kind of weather, it's absolutely awful, because I don't want to risk a lot of my equipment to the humidity, because you know, I'm not earning anything with this channel, not that much, some on YouTube advertisements, but I can't risk it. So with the Pocket 2 that's shooting this one with the microphone here, it's a perfect sort of combination for these vlog style videos. Now, one thing that I would like to share is that I have been invited again, and I think this is about the 15th year now, as a jury member of the Scandinavian Outdoor Award. And for the last 2 years we did this digitally because of the pandemic. But coming week I am traveling to Stockholm to see my jury member colleagues in the flesh again, and of course with all the pandemic rules, I'm quite looking forward to this and wondering how we are going to deal with this. Tomorrow morning I have an appointment, of course, to get a PCR test done, so I will travel safely. Now, in my boots there is a pair of socks that I'm testing on behalf of the Scandinavian Outdoor Award. Yesterday I already did a running pack for commuters that run to and from work back to home again. And I also did a pair of thermo boots, which is nice, but it's about 4 degrees in the Netherlands. It's not been really freezing a lot of times yet this winter. So I had to test that one mainly in the mud, but it's something. I will show you this later when we've done the jury meeting. Now, one thing that I'm doing today is I'm testing this backpack. It's a backpack from Herder Gear, and I'm not going to do a full review on this pack because they only produced 100 packs of this one. They are produced in the Netherlands out of totally sustainable materials, and they produce it at what we call a social workshop. So that's where people work with maybe a disability, that are disabled, that can be literally physically or mentally. It can be with people who are basically reintegrating into the process of going back to work again because they've had maybe something like a mental breakdown. So in this case, since they only have 100 made, it's not really useful to make a very big review on this, because you won't probably be able to buy it. But I still think it's worth spending some time on, because it's a very small company of a bunch of friends that just designed this pack out of their own needs. Now, one thing that I did not think much of in the beginning, but what I absolutely do like at the moment, is the fact that when I turn it around, let me take the load, it's that there is this backpack. Oh, a lot of spiders. As you can see, this is totally soft. Why is this soft? Because the foam padding that's in there, it's actually also usable as a seat. And since this is totally slippery and dirty and wet, I think this is very, very clever. So the only thing that I have to do now, I'm not sure if I've seen this in other packs, get this in there, which is of course a little bit difficult since I put quite some load in the backpack. But like so, let's put that one back. And now I'm ready to go. I put 13.02 kilograms of weight in this backpack. So now it's really just a nice day of hiking in this lovely misty forest. And I'll tell you on the go what I think of the backpack and what I'm up to for the coming weeks basically. Now let's grab the handle and put it on my back. Now, there is a good chance that if you're watching this video and you're one of my followers, you don't know this. Because of my YouTube followers, about 8% is from the Netherlands and 25% to 35%, it depends a little bit on the month, is from the US. And that was a drop right in my eye. And then the next biggest country, Canada, UK, Germany, and then the Nordic countries, Finland, Sweden, and Norway. And then I've got a lot of people in Southeast Asia as well, which I think is absolutely cool. I know a lot of people now because of YouTube. The forest that I'm in, it's in Amerongen, which is a small town, old town in the Netherlands, or village maybe. And it's on a sort of hill that runs along the country. Yes, we've got a few hills in our country. It's not high, but at least you can probably see in the background that it is sort of hilly. So if I want to get some experience with packs, this is actually a good way to travel or a good place to go to. It's a mixed forest, as you can see. There's pine trees, birch trees, oak trees, and some trees that I basically don't know the English name of, so forget about this. But the beuk, what is the name for beuk again? I should know this, but there are those high tall trees in the background. And they've got these really nice nuts. And you can see some traces of boar looking for nuts as well. And the funny thing is, because of course the Netherlands, it's a very crowded country. It's a small country, 70 million plus people. So everything is quite regulated. And the funny thing is that especially in this area, the hiking trails, they are, so I'm not saying they're paved, but at least there is some sort of road surface on top of it. While the mountain bike routes and the horse riding routes, they go through the forest. They've got the most wonderful trails. So sometimes I'm being not totally legal in this respect, that I take the places that are not really on the organized hiking routes. Now, the good thing with this kind of weather is that there are not many people about, and well, to be honest, then our small country, even with this kind of weather, can be quite beautiful. And you probably know why I like this kind of landscape so much, because it does resemble a lot, or it just reminds me a lot of my good times in Scandinavia, in Swedish forest that I love. Yeah. So this is like a day when I'm testing gear and not being in the office behind my computer. writing stuff or trying to maintain the website, which is a bugger most of the times. Blackberries, of course, not in season at the moment. Now, allow me a few words on the Herder Gear pack itself. It's a very basic pack. It's just one compartment. It's got a roll top on top, and I like roll top constructions because you put everything on the top, and well, there's no other way of entering it. That also makes the pack quite waterproof. It's not guaranteed waterproof, but the way how it is constructed, it is very, very water resistant. And well, the hip belt, it's padded and it sits really nice on my hips. The shoulder straps, they've got a nice curve and they don't pull me backwards the whole time, although there is not really a backpack construction that supports the shoulder straps and that connects the shoulder straps basically through the pack's back with the hip belt. And I'm quite surprised about this, and also the foam padding. It's quite comfortable. Oh, branches. Don't do too many things at the same time, Gijs. Now, for you who don't know me, by the way, my name is Gijs. I am a outdoor gear and sometimes a bike reviewer, and I do some technical tech stuff as well, gadgets like DJI drones and like the Pocket 2 that's shooting this video. And I do my work totally independent, so I'm not being paid by manufacturers to make my reviews. And I would like to keep it this way. So if you like what I do, go and visit my website, the YouTube channel, and have a look at some other videos. And then if you like what I do, then please subscribe to my channel and hit the like button as well. And don't forget to hit the alarm bell so you know when I uploaded a new video. And also, if you're new or old and you follow me already for some while, then please let me know what you think of this vlog style video. Post it in the description below. And also, if you've got questions, remarks or suggestions, use the comment section, because I'm more than happy to answer everything that you can throw at me. And I'm always learning from you guys as well, so share what you want to share. And now I actually found a nice spot to explain a little bit more on the backpack itself. Because one of the things that is a little bit of a disadvantage, and that has of course got to do with the fact that it doesn't really have a back system, is the fact that if I don't have something like a tree, it won't stand upright by itself. And now, before I do anything else, first let me take out the pad, put it next to the tree, and I'll start explaining you a little bit more about the pack itself. Now, and maybe I should need to get the camera a little bit more close to explain what the hell is going on here. Now, let's be certain about this as well, because quite a lot of you ask me on the Pocket 2, could you use an external battery like a power bank together with the cord to charge it and shooting at the same time, just to extend the time. That's something that I'm going to do now, because I'm stationary here at the moment, and when I start hiking again, this is my way of charging presentation at the same moment. So let me put this in the back of the Pocket 2, and just in case you're interested, I use a 128 gigabyte SanDisk card of this, the Extreme one, I believe. Now let me get one thing again, and that's my smartphone, so I can actually see what I'm doing. Now, the pack from Herder Gear, it's actually called the Zaino, if I'm correct, and it comes in basically two sizes. There is one available small, medium, and one in large, extra large, if I'm correct. It doesn't really change the pack itself, it just changes the difference in the shoulder strap distance to the hip belt distance. It's made out of recycled materials, it's made out of sustainable and very durable materials. It's also constructed in a way that it is almost waterproof. On the side it has got two, let me do it a bit more like this, two holders for bottles. They are a little bit on the basic side. I did not lose my bottle. But you see what happens now, because there is not a solid construction in there. It's more like a bag and it really needs some support. Let me get a little bit of warm tea. Now, since it is a roll top, it only has got one large compartment. And the volume, they say you can change it between 20 liters and 50 liters. But if you load it to the full up here, I'm pretty sure it's way over the 50 liters. They advise a weight of 13 kilos maximum for this lightweight backpack, like what I put into it and how I test. I put some soft goods in there. I do have some camping equipment, but just for this short test. Where is it? There's my bread. I need to get some bread as well. Where is my weight? Now, where is it? It's totally, this is where my down jacket is. This is what I use for testing. They're always the same when I need to get to a certain amount of weight. There's one big one in there as well. So that's how I get to my 13 kilos. And there's a nice pink towel around it, not to damage anything. But there's also, of course, my standard camping stuff bag in there that I need with emergency stuff and that kind of thing. Now, like I said, it's not really a system, it's just a soft backpack in this case. The chest strap, it is adjustable from up here to down there. For me, it's in the middle. It's a system that you have to put on. It takes some fiddling around, but it will never ever get loose of it. Also, it's got a very nice whistle. Now, also the hip belt, it's padded with a nice foam in there, and you can see it's the same kind of foam that's used that I'll put my knee on at the moment, that's used for the pack itself. On the other side, there are two very good loops to carry it around, or to maybe hang it on a branch of a tree. And also here there is this nice, very sturdy stretch material that if you want to put a mattress in there or a rain jacket or something like that, this will work absolutely fine. And there is one very big loop, also a long loop, that you can put on top of it. It is there to fixate the roll top, but if you want to put a tent on top of it or a foam mattress, that will work as well. Now, two things that I did not show you yet. On the hip belt, there are two separate pockets. They don't come with the backpack, you have to buy them separate. But they are also very well made, and my favorite sweet, bananas. Not the smart thing to do now. And also there's stretch in there. This is where I have my wallet, some cookies. And in here there's a sleeping bag as well. Now what you will notice, and let me get a sandwich, is that if you put a sleeping bag in there, you will see that the whole pack the main compartment has got the tendency to expand in every direction. So it's going to be like a tube, a round circular thing, cylindric, which doesn't feel comfortable when you're packing. But as soon as you put the backpack on your back, it flattens out, and it is quite nice to wear. What I do miss, that there is on the inside not a separate compartment for a hydration bladder. That's something that I always like on my packs. So maybe that's something for further improvement in the future. Now, I don't know if you know these things, but this is the NKBV. It's the Royal Dutch Mountaineering Association. I sometimes work for them, give clinics. And this is my way of taking a sandwich in a, well, sort of sustainable way. It's not a plastic bag, it's got plastic liner, but this is washable, so I can reuse this. Now I'm going to have a little sandwich. And actually the seat pad is even warm to my butt. Clever thinking. Now that's nearly my sandwich finished. And what you might not have seen is that I use my smartphone to connect them, to control the Pocket 2. So if you want to know more about this connection and on the Pocket 2 itself, and also on the microphone that I'm wearing at the moment, check out the videos. I'll put the link up there and also in the description below, because if you are going outdoors and you want to do some really easy, fast shooting, it's a very clever device. Now, one last thing, and that's one apple a day keeps the doctor away. What I don't understand, why do they put those plastic stickers on top of apples? It's stupid. And Apple doesn't need a brand. For the future, I am working on a review. This knife, it's a Mora knife. I'm working on this one and also on a other one, which is more the bushcraft survival knife. This is the Kansbol, by the way. It's a knife that I really do like. But the review is in the making. And the thing, what I said about the Scandinavian Outdoor Awards in the past, I used to do quite a lot of reviews of the stuff that got sent to my house. But we had a discussion the last time that I did this, and the debate was that if I put this online immediately and do sort of reviews already, then my colleague, my fellow jury members, they see my opinion in this way. It's already out there in the public, and they didn't feel the freedom anymore to react basically to what I said, because they thought that my opinion was there already. So that's when we decided maybe it's not that clever to do it when products are not being discussed by everybody, because it's of course it's a general opinion of everybody if you get an award or not. And it's the Scandinavian Outdoor Award. What I do like about it is that it's one of the only awards that we really get to test stuff outdoors. Not anymore, to be totally honest, because that was one of my fellow jury members, Jana. She does an award for women since last year, and I'll put the website link in this image, because she really deserves a lot of credit on what she does. And those girls, ladies, they go testing outdoors as well. She is Outdoors, that's the name of the website, by the way, which is a cool name. What is absolutely nice is that there are so many traces of small animals searching for food. So in this case I will leave a little bit of the apple and not eat it totally to the stick, because that's what I normally do. Now, that was some last piece of apple. I will leave this one for the animals. Put that one in there. Let me get a little zip. And now let's pack my stuff and continue my hike. Oh, it's so wonderful. In the forest again. Last day, last piece of the hike, back to the car and back home to do some editing. Because this is only part of the pleasure, of course. Shooting the video is part 1, editing is part 2, and then waiting for your comments is basically part 3. So again, let me know what you think of it. So, and now I am back at the beginning and we are almost full circle. This was really a nice day in the forest with the Herder backpack. And when I was doing the hike, I had a small call from Herder Gear because I asked them what's the name exactly, because I was wrong. It's the Zaino, and Zaino is Italian for backpack or bag. At least that's what they told me. Now, like I mentioned in the beginning, this is not a review like I normally do this. It's just a short hike with some impressions that I got on the backpack. So I'm not going to give it a rating. Do I like the pack? Yes, I do like the pack. It's a very simple pack. It needs some improvements. I think the bottle holders, they should be a little bit in a different shape, because it's very hard to reach the bottle and to get it out, and it's quite low here, so I'm not 100% sure it will never fall out. But I do like the pack. I like the fact that you can take the foam pad out of it and sit on it. It's a very clever thing, and it is a very well constructed pack, and with the load of 13 kilos that I'm carrying, it's also a very comfortable pack. Small other changes that I would like to see is that, yes, I do like the pockets on the hips. They're very functional, but there should be a bigger pulling tab on them. And also when you cross this point on that side, it's quite hard to, when you're hiking, to get this over this edge basically. So it could be a little bit more rounded. But basically that's most of the real criticism that I have, that it doesn't have a place for a bladder hydration pack. That's a choice. So now, if you're interested in this backpack, then please visit the herdergear.com website. The prices, maybe you're curious, this one retails for $275. It is available in the size S to M and M to L, so not LXL like I said previously. And the pockets, they retail for €34.50 each. So that's for you to know. Do whatever you like with it. Now I have to take the car regrettably and go home. Just a small walk. Ciao. Enjoy the outdoors.